Hey there, friendlies. How is up? Welcome to the 30th of October, 29th of October, Beer Blades and Bushcraft live stream. I will change the title just about as soon as I can. Hey, Tenenbaum, how's it going? How is it going? I got some beverage. I got a couple of bladed objects here, and I'm here to talk about bushcraft. So, hey, Simon, come on by. Also, interesting thing, I'm finally clearing out the garage. I've thrown away 2 big garbage bags, like industrial-sized garbage bags of crap. I've gone to the eco center with 3 carloads of scrap wood and stuff. And today, while I was clearing out the back, I'm going to move something to the back and set up. Anyways, eventually I'll be able to work in there. And I found these axe wedges that I had bought from a guy in the States. Thrain Axe Works Company. See, they're stamped. Now you can't see they're stamped because this camera bites my ass. Oh well. Trust me, they're stamped. Anyway, so oops, I'm just throwing them around. So I found some axe wedges in various woods. It's like walnut and oak, I think. So I was happy to find those because I bought I think it was 10 or 20 or something. So I didn't find all of them. But once you worked in the shipping and everything from the States, it was a $50 purchase, you know? So I kind of wish I'd found all of them. But anyway. Nice wedges. I'm going to start making my own, though. I'm going to work it out. Just start doing my own. Good old kids in the hall, eh? Good old kids in the hall. You know, I used to own a Gibson Thunderbird bass, and Shadowy Men from a Shadowy Planet, the band that did the Kids in the Hall theme, their bass player used a Thunderbird bass in that song and the video. Real classic instrument, real classic. If I still played 4-string, I would want one back, but you know, whatevs. Hey, Tyler, how's it going? But yeah, good old Kids in the Hall. True classics of the genre. Another thing is, man, because of these whole allergy things that the tiny human is going through, like every time I eat something and then I want to touch her, I have to wash my hands, and I'm just washing my hands all the time. So like they're starting to crack and like everything hurt. My hands are on fire right now. You know, it hurts. Okay, guys, it just hurts. I think I see cream. Skin relief hand cream. Because I have very sensitive skin. Anyways, so I'm happy to have found these wedges. I'm going to oh, Nick and Tyler are both running the sewing machines right now. Nice. There we go. Okay, that's gonna just magically make my hands much better and stop splitting. You know, it's worse than, like, it sounds like I'm just being a diva or whatever, but as somebody who's got a show playing bass tomorrow night, the fact that I've got splits on the tips of my fingers where I'm going to be pressing on those bass strings on the frets is going to be an issue. You know what else I found in the garage while I was clearing it out on this day of days? One of my early axe restores. Piece of garbage. Look at that handle. Look at that flat slab-like handle. I'm going to have to change that. But I was pretty happy with it. I'm going to redo it. I'll do it on video. Because all good axe restorations should happen on video. Am I right? I'm right. Jonathan, I need some of O'Keefe's working hands. Hell yeah, I sure do. And in fact, I used to have some, but I done used it all up. But you know what I do have? Bag bomb. Bag bomb. A little dab will do you. Because you don't want more than a little dab of this crap. Let me tell you. You know why it's called bag bomb, right? If we're gonna get all bushcrafting homesteading, it's because it's for cow udders. Man, it smells farmy. There we go. All right, now we're in fine shape. There we go. So, who's going on? Who's going on? What does that even mean? Actually, coming back in the day. Yeah, but like back in the day being the 80s, not like the 40s or 50s. To me, the pinnacle. A lot of people will not buy into this because by the time you get to the 50s, axe companies are and 60s are already starting to buy each other out. You know, I think that's when. Isn't that around the time when Well and Vale got bought by? Who the hell were they bought by? It wasn't Plum. Like they were swallowed up by the whole sort of machine that swallowed up Kelly and stuff as well, eh? Primal Edge, man. Primal Edge. Nice to see you, Holmes. Nice to see you, brother. The bag bomb? Simo, are you asking if the bag bomb is made in... Oh, you mean... I don't know what you're talking about. This is made in... Rock Island, Quebec. I didn't even think to wonder that. This is a made in Quebec bag bomb, otherwise known as udder cream. Udder. For bunches, caked bags, cuts, sore teeth, chapping, and inflammation. It is important to note that they're talking about cows on that. And it does leave a scuzzy kind of after slime, though. Blech. Carved handles were often flat because many of them were from ripped lumber. 1860. Oh, maybe. Okay. Maybe. Udder butter. This is getting worse. How do we get on this? I just wanted to talk about bushcraft. Hey, Pine Martin. Whoa, aren't you on screen somewhere else, Mr. Martin? I tell you, man, I had massive plans to get in on that conversation because that was a conversation that I am interested in. In fact, I even took out my hammock to talk about it with you guys. I don't know where I put it. I took out my hammock. It's in a box, and I don't know where I... One second. Simo, take over the live stream for a second. Found it. I had left it on top of the freezer. Because as you know, I bought this thing like 3 years now, and I haven't used it yet. Hey, Tyler and Zach. Zach, they definitely did. I don't know what the hell Bethesda is thinking at this point, but man, I used to be such a massive fan of that company, and I am done. Done. Primal Edge, I don't know how you do that on your phone. I try to do it whenever because every Tuesday before I get online, I check out Canoe Hound's live stream, and I want to like reply to specific people in the chat, and so I'm throwing the app marks down, and they're just not getting it flagged. So I don't know what is going on with that. Pine Martin, Dennis knows, but you don't. I want to have you guys and Kevin on for like. I want to start doing kind of what he's doing, but he wants to do interviews, whereas I want to have I want to have closed panel discussions where I have like 2 or 3 guests on to talk, and it's not open, like everyone else can watch and put questions in and stuff. And so I have a few planned, one of which is about canoes. Well, so obviously you guys, I would like to talk about hammock camping, but I won't do that until later because of what Dennis has just put up. I thought it was going to be safe, that we are going to be different enough because he's doing one-on-one interviews and I want to do panel discussions, but then tonight what turned into a panel discussion. So I don't want to steal his thunder, but I do want to do something related to that, you know? My girls, the missus and Cody are making pumpkins upstairs. Where was I? So yeah, I'd like to at least have you and Dennis on. It's nice to have Tyler here. It's great to have Primal Edge here. That guy's cool. Providence Equity happened, but yeah, you're right, Zach. Absolutely. Okay, Pine. So you can't do it on your phone either. So it's not us. It's the technology. Primal, I would love to start a podcast. I can't. It's complicated. Because as most of you guys know, I've had a podcast before. It takes a lot of hours, so I kind of can't do it until my channel is big enough that I can justify taking that much more time out of my week. I'm dying to do a podcast. I have the first 20 episodes, not completely planned, but mapped out. But I can't justify it right yet. But I'm dying to do it. I love podcasting. It's one of my favorite media of all time. Magazines and podcasts are probably my top 2, or at least in my top 4 or 5. Wait. Oh, you guys did pumpkins as well, Tyler? I didn't because I was too busy, but I started a couple of pumpkins, like, you know, doing the top and then scooping out some of the insides. But you know, it's funny because I did a volunteer day at my daughter's school, doing like the pizza lunch, and I was wearing this shirt, and now there's a whole raft of little grade 5 and 6s who call me Captain America every time they see me. I'm like, okay, you know, Scott. I forgot to say, you know, I mean, since we're talking about Captain America, I forgot to say Scott. Oh, Zach, that's a lot of updates since the 15th. Tyler, man, I understand what you're saying because to the people who I'm on Signal with, I sent them pictures, but I moved a lot of logs. I had this huge collection of logs in my garage. Like every time they cut down like an ash tree or something, I would install a log. And some of these were heavy enough that I couldn't really lift them myself back in the day. And I got to stop doing that because the entire back end of my garage had like logs like in the corners and this and that. And I'm just like, wow. I'm not going to be able to burn these because I live in Montreal. And I let them dry so I can't carve them or anything. So as soon as I'm going to take them to my mother-in-law's and, you know, cut them up for firewood for her fire pit, you know. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? Sure thing, Dennis. See you later. Martin, one of the reasons I wanted to be on that live stream was I wanted to have this discussion with you guys because of course I want to show that. Oh, you only mean running? Okay. So what I got here. I'm with you, Martin. I got a Hennessy. interestingly, I hadn't realized that when I was at the Hennessy website, I was on the American. I don't remember how this happened, but I thought I was spending a lot less money than I was because of the American price and Canadian price. So what do I got here? Okay. That's what I got on the affordable side, but it's like I've had this conversation with Martin kind of offline. I do a lot of research before I make a purchase, but sometimes you got to like get into something and float it, say if it's a canoe, before you make a real decision. But all I could do was read stats and sort of see reviews and stuff, and I figured that the Expedition asymmetrical zip was going to be a good choice for me, So here I got the hammock and I think a fly. Came with snake skins. Those, whatever you call those things that collect water, you can screw plastic bottles into the bottom. Stickers. And I believe this is a tarp. And I believe, yeah, I do think that this is an extra tarp. I'm very excited about this. I'm still excited, even though I haven't bloody used it yet. I'm just so jazzed about it because I really wanted to try hammock camping. Water collector. Okay, so this is an asymmetrical hex fly. You know what's missing? Actually, I know Martin does know what's missing, but what's missing is, and what I wanted to ask in Dennis's live stream is, I'm not going to go winter camping in one of these, but I might go camping around this time of year, and this time of year is usually a whole lot cooler. And I can't figure if I should be looking at getting like a sleeping pad or like an underquilt. Because what I care about is being toasty ass warm in there, which probably means also getting a better sleeping bag than I got for winter. But stupid cabin's kicking my butt. Yeah, but it's cool, Tyler. It's a cool little cabin. Oh, Pine, you've got the same one. Okay. Are there any issues I should be looking out for with it? It sounds to me like you're comfortable enough in yours. Dude, you should have told me you wanted a Hennessy hammock. You just got sponsored. How the hell did you get sponsored? I mean, which is fabulous, by the way. Congratulations. How do you guys manage this? My dad just roasted new turtles on a couple of weeks ago. Used steam bent walnut, a Newfoundland birch, and a woven bamboo cord. See, that sounds really cool, Zach. Oh, you think I should do an underquilt and a sleeping pad, Tyler? Yes, Tyler. Absolutely. Toasty warm is an equation of getting a proper pocket of warm air around me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it to be too fussy, Martin. And our cost, yeah. Through Instagram. Okay. Hey, Austin, how's it going? Toasty warm merch. I think that would be excellent. Maybe that'll be the next t-shirt design. Toasty warm. Pine Martin turns them all down. Really? I would. Hey, how many people are on? 11. Okay. Here's what I got to drink tonight. Interesting. Okay, this is by Brasseur de Quartier. L'Espace Public. It is, what the hell is it called? Bière de Driveway. Edition limitée. Stout Sur. And this is so limité that there ain't no English on the bottle. So Stout Sur is like a sour stout. I have had nothing by this. What's a Simon, what's a brasserie in English? Brewery? No, not really. Yeah, microbrew. Anyway, yeah, microbrewery. I haven't had anything from them before, so I have no idea if this is going to be good. Cette stout surette, on la brasse de quantité limitée. Whatever. They say it's a good winter beer. Interesting. Okay, it's not even brewed by L'Espace Public. I guess L'Espace Public must be a bar or something, because this is actually made by Oshlag, and I have had their stuff, and I like it quite a bit. So, I'm looking forward to trying this. 500 mils and 5%. So, standard Canadian beer. Nice little bottle design. I'm looking forward to trying it, though. Nice bottle design, a nice label. Don't mean crap if the beer ain't no good. My Ontario microbrewery glass again from Tobermory up on the lovely Bruce Peninsula. My phone is buzzing at me, but I'm pouring beer now. If Serge was here, he'd be very impressed with my pour tonight, but he's not here because he's feeling under the weather. Oh, I like this color, guys. Looky da. Oh, look at how dark that is. You can't see through it. That's exciting. Oh. Oh. Zing. That is sour, all right. That is the weirdest. I'm not used to stout having that much sort of, Not bad, though. Just the cold air hitting the bottom of the fabric of the hammock, so the underquilt helps with that. Yes, absolutely. And the sleeping pad helps, too, in keeping you from laying in a U shape. Yeah, true. Hey, Anthony. Yeah, it's the 29th here, too. I'm going to change that title later. That's some yes, yes, Martin. Tyler's been working on that beard. Yep. I'll check you out. Scott, I heard from LT briefly last week, I think. Austin, what was on the docket was just some real simple things. I was going to talk about. I was cleaning out my garage, and I found a bunch of axe wedges that I had bought years ago and lost, and a few things to talk about. But I got interested in this hammock conversation that was happening at Canoe Hound Adventures live stream before me. Because as I just showed off, I've got a great hammock, and I've had it for 3 years and I haven't used it yet. Mostly because it's beer. You're so cruel, but I love you. Oh. That's a lively flavor. But Austin, yeah, it's just like a few little things. I had also found one of my early axe restores, and it's starting to rust up on me. So I'm thinking I'm going to redo it. It's not a great axe by any stretch. But, see all the marks from when it was just cut off. Probably just a cast steel. The only markings I see on it, there's a weird circle kind of thing on either side, and it says 2.5 bones. 2.5. So I don't know what it is. I think it's like a cheap Chinese head, but Yeah, Martin, I can't wait to podcast. When I used to have a podcast, I've put the link to it up on a couple of these. We were flying by the seat of our pants in a lot of ways, and you can kind of tell. But even in that, our podcast, I feel our production was still better than some of the podcasts with many listeners that are out right now. Like, to me, I don't think that a podcast is two guys sitting in a room with a mic in it and you can hear the room echo. What I would do when I was podcasting is I would use this mic, which most of you, which those of you who watched a lot of my, have seen, right? I use this mic, and I had this like frame with a blanket that I'd put up around me so that I wouldn't get a whole bunch of echo. I mean, this sound is not the way I want to sound, but until I can really sort of throw a bunch of time and resources at setting up my live stream and podcast situation, this is fine. Because I think that production values are more important than we tend to think. In our niche is full of, especially the survival guys. Actually, it's full of guys like, man, let's just do it. Let's get our information out there. Let's chat. Let's joke around and blah blah. And I get that, and it's a lot of fun. But I like podcasts better where they don't sound like that. Oh, excuse me. Are we keeping count tonight, guys? Outdoor Daubers here. So in that case, let me redo the beer tasting. Floral notes. Orchid. A little bit of rose. Touch of Jerusalem artichoke. And is that lavender? Lavender. And maybe just a hint of wild garlic. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled live stream. Hold on. But yeah, Martin, I want to do a bushcraft podcast very, very badly. I got to hit like 10,000 subs to do it, though. Something like that. I got it because it's all about justifying it to myself and to the family, Let me see. Boom. Scott's busy. Tell us about it, Scott. Tyler, you will like it, but I'm pretty loyal to emo hammocks. I've been rocking them for a while. A lot of people do love those emo. For me, it was just. I think the Hennessy are a little less expensive than the emo, aren't they? I don't remember exactly why I went Hennessy. But, Primal, I think Primal's interested as well. Zach Fudge, today I gave myself the worst razor burn I've ever had in 5 years of shaving. Oh, you used too much pressure. Yeah. You're using one of those Wilkinson, those two-sided safety razors. I have not a Wilkinson, but I almost never razor burn with a straight razor, by the way. You're upgrading the Grassford Buck small forest axe to the Council Tools axe when you go to Canacopia. Really, Tyler? Why are you doing that? I don't have a council yet, and I definitely want to add one. I just can't figure out which one I want now. Partly out of loyalty to Craig. He shows up as Axe Junkies, and partly because I'm curious about these council tools, and I want to see, I have a lot of Scandinavian axes. I have some Canadian axes. I have almost nothing American. So that's as good a reason as any to pick one up, right? Let me see, where was I? Okay. Oh man, I'm so hard behind. Outdoor is saying, yeah, hit Outdoor Dauber. Your podcast was fine, yes, better than many others. Well, thank you, Simon. You did this for your podcast, but not for your live stream audience. Well, I was sitting in a different space at the time, and like I don't have that frame anymore. And this entire space is just not it's not set up yet. You know, I have many things I want to do with this space. And in fact, one thing I would like to do is get rid of this little desk stand and get one of those arms, so that, because right now I feel that like I have to be really careful not to tap the table, because the thud will go right up into the mic. You know, and there's all kinds of stuff I have to deal with. Where was I? He loves the beer. Yada yada yada. All right, Scott. No, there's no lavender. It's just Outdoor thinks that my descriptions sometimes venture into the purple prose. Premium weekly podcast would take a lot of time. Yep. Absolutely, Martin. Yep. Oh, hey, RDB. Thanks, Outdoor. Yeah, Tyler, do you know which council tool you're looking for? Yeah, I don't want anything that tastes of anus either, actually, Zach. You can keep the anus beer. What about the Anubis beer? That would be cool. Man, this live stream is like, here are the rails, but I have a great love of recipes and stuff that are from deep in the midst of time, like Roman recipes. Every now and again I'll find a medieval recipe and make that or something. But there are breweries out there that, like, you sometimes in conjunction with like a history department or something, will brew a small run of beer the way it was done like 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago. And I want to try some of this stuff one day, Yes, Tyler, I saw that, and I am very much looking forward to seeing that. For those of you who don't know, Tyler will be doing a live interview with someone who is on Alone this week. Wait, what the hell are pizzelles? What's a pizzelle? You currently have a council tool, boys axe. I'm a fan. Also a nutsack, if it hasn't been said. Okay. We needed a nutsack comment in at least once. And you are the nutsack king. What the hell's a pizzelle? Pine Martin once tried to brew an ancient recipe from Assyria. How did that turn out? Because the thing is, beer from back then and wine from back then were very different than what we think of them as, there was like a beer kind of thing in Egypt that slaves were given to drink, but like it had like oatmeal and stuff in it. All right, Prime, I'll see you later. A Roman walks into a bar, holds up 2 fingers and says, 5 beers, please. Okay. Is that how it's going to be? I see Tenenbaum threw you a bone on that one. Yeah, ancient beers were not hopped. Okay. Yeah. Outdoor, of course it's un-American. I am un-American. Actually, technically in French, America is from like Greenland all the way down to the bottom of Chile. 2 beers, please. 5. So I buggered that one. Good point, Tenenbaum. Tyler Andreas, anyone get any new Bushcraft or Self-Reliance toys? Yes, I know, Zach. I know. It took me a while, but it's sort of... Do I have anything new? I don't think I have anything new. Guys, I have nothing new. That hammock still counts as new because I ain't used it yet, but I have nothing new to show you guys. You know, the only thing that I really wanted to show you guys was this, you know, this guy. See, look at how it's getting all rusty. It was at the back of my garage. I even forgot I had it. I'm not loving that handle. You know what? It's weird because it's not that bad a handle, but it feels too square. So maybe I would just sort of... I would make it match my vintage, my 1960s era Walters that had that whip thin handle. Has that whip thin handle. And I would round this because that just looks like a big box store axe, you know, which is probably what it is. Cross your fingers and order 10. I'll have 10 beers. Oh, of course, Outdoor Dauber got some new stuff. Couple of Nalgene Oasis canteens. Nice. Oh, Tyler Wood has a new Hidden Woodsman haversack. Nice. Yes, Simone's got a new wrench. That could be a Self-Reliance thing. Pine Martin, I have not yet. I am going to measure it for you this week. It's over there somewhere, but I'm going to do it very, very soon. Oh, Tyler, you've got the Zebra 10 centimeter. I keep wanting to get a Billy pot, but the thing is, I'm very happy with my Morris pot. There's only one thing I would change about it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Martin, maybe I'll do that measurement for you and do a video and put it up for Friday morning. How does that sound? I can move my plans around a bit because there's an aspect of that pot that I don't like, but I really like the pot aside from that. So maybe I'll... Yeah. Martin, if you don't mind waiting till Friday morning, I'll do that. I'll measure it up for you and I'll talk about it on screen. It's bloody bomb-proof, guys. I've had it for a while. It has been over many fires. It has not bent out of shape. You know, it's a great little pot. Austin's Corner Avenue, HF ham radio antenna and antenna mast for field operation. Right. I remember that you were into ham radio. So how much does that kind of stuff cost in Austin? A new antenna and a mast. Every stream, there are always a few new tools. Absolutely. 80 bucks, eh? Outdoor, I didn't even know they made Nalgene canteens shaped like those. Yeah, I know who Zachary Fowler is. I don't know much about what. If the Morris pot was stainless, you'd get one. Yeah, Zach, I think mine is aluminum. But they have a stainless version, don't they? Because I remember making. I remember choosing between two pots, and I thought that I was choosing. Did I take aluminium over steel, or the other way around? I thought there was a steel one. Tomas Starchevsky. Oh man, I'm ruining your name. Sorry, dude. Wrangler Star right here. Oh, were you watching that old video when years ago I made a video for him and then he made one for me, and I ended up with a lot of new subs. I still watch him a lot when the tool or homesteading videos especially. Hold on. Awesome. You paid $200 for the lot. Most expensive piece was the new radio, but I knew you had the new radio. It's smart. It's stuff you keep and don't need to upgrade for many years. Yeah, that's legit. Oh, okay, Martin. Okay, so they used to have a stainless version. All right. Yes. Okay. That would explain why I was sure I chose between. Interesting that they would go from offering both to now only offering the anodized aluminium, because I mean, let's face it, the story of aluminium is not as good as we used to think it is. So I would have thought they would have gone the other way, because the bushcraft and self-reliance, and it's full of people who have no patience for newfangled stuff that leaches into your food. His new video shows how much you can fit in a haversack. Zach is the winner and still holds the record for the longest day surviving in the woods with 10 items on the loan. Okay. Yeah. But I chose the aluminium because of the weight. Just give me a second here, guys. This chair is just full of crap. It's just full of crap. Comfier. Right. And the stainless would not be no stick. Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Well, there's also the aspect that I feel that I don't spend weeks at a time in the bush, right? I don't think I would use an aluminium pot at home because I cook every day at home, and it's like you have to be excuse me, outdoor. That's the second one of those. At home, if you have, like, for instance, I've been getting rid of all the Teflon in the house. But for my camping gear, I wouldn't be quite so concerned about it because I don't use that stuff as often. Like, by definition, my camping and bushcraft stuff gets used way less than my household cooking gear. So I'm less concerned, I think there was a big difference in weight between the aluminium and the stainless when I chose the aluminium. A carbon steel bush pot. Who are we guys talking about? Oh, we're still talking about what's his name? Zachary Fowler. Outdoor, you should do a video on your cook set. I would watch that. You did cold steel shovel. I like the looks of that cold steel shovel. I mean, it's not $14 like the cold steel Canadian belt knife that you can't baton with, but you know. Thing is, that head's on there pretty solid. I did a pretty damn good hang on that. What do you guys think? Should I take it off and redo it anyway, or should I just maybe I'll just reshape the handle. Just sand it into a better oval. And get all that rust off the head. Can't believe I let an axe head get rusty. Oh, I mean, I did forget about it in the back of the garage, so. I also lost my favorite plane somewhere. Hey, I have a dismal feeling it might be in that garage, which would mean it's just a lump of rust by now. Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, I've seen that about that implement. Carbon steel sheet metal, like a cold handle skillet. Okay. It's funny because outdoor, I was with Simone and I'm like, come on, man, it's cast iron, but it's not cast iron because iron is not. Anyway, I was being a great big. I was going to be a great big jerk about it, and I stopped myself. I don't even know why I bothered to stop myself. Uh-oh. We lost a viewer or two. I must be being boring. Cast iron has more carbon than steel. Cast iron, here's the thing about cast iron. I prefer old cast iron, like with the smooth bottom. Like, you can buy just cheap ass, cheap Chinese cast iron that, excuse me, guys, has that rough textured bottom. But if you can find a real old cast iron, it's got kind of a smooth bottom. Now, if you season your cast iron properly, that old stuff with the smooth bottom, it's non-stick, man. You put a chicken breast on there, you cook it long enough to get a crust on the bottom, you angle the pan, it slides. Whereas with this new stuff, because it's all stippled on the bottom, it doesn't do that. Which is why I like old cast iron so much, and I dislike new cast iron. I don't dislike it. Like, I don't want to change all our cast iron for like stainless pans or anything, because, but I got a buddy out in BC who took a newer cast iron and he ground down the bottom with sandpaper or something so that he could get that old school cast iron effect, and then he seasoned it, and it works just like a 50-year-old pan. Yes, outdoor. I stopped myself because I didn't want to piss you off. Get any new cast iron and sand it. Yes, exactly, Sumo. The MSR pot in the latest video uploaded was sent me by a fan. It's been in your closet forever. So when I went and shot the video for lunch, everything stuck to it, and it took forever to clean. Yeah, you gotta use them a lot. You gotta make them. You gotta use them. You gotta clean them properly. You gotta season them properly. For instance, I don't use soap in a cast iron. I use rock salt because that's what they suggest. It grinds away the schmutz, but it doesn't grind away the finish. Whereas if you're using like a scouring pad and like God, you're gonna wear down the seasoning. Start a fire with your cast iron pan. How would I do that? Unless I just used the roughness of the bottom and I use a safety match. Nobody knows, Simo. That's why you just got to figure it out. You got to find out. What time are we at? It's not 1:50, 9:50. Yeah, I like those cold handle. Are they cold handle? Is that what they're called? I keep seeing them on the YouTubes. Sorry. I keep seeing them on the YouTubes, but I never know enough about these things to sort of start trying to eBay them or whatever, because I don't want to receive something like this for my bush gear and then just be like immediately disappointed with it the first time I take it out. With an old school cast iron with a smooth bottom, it's gonna work. Even if I have to elbow grease the ever loving stank out of it when it arrives and get the seasoning off and redo it from scratch, it's not gonna let me down. I know it. Now, it's not gonna let me down so long as I don't take like a smoking hot pad and then throw cold water in it so I crack it, Paderno makes carbon steel skillets that are packable. Aren't they also expensive as hell, Zach? But back to what I was saying before, because again, here are the tracks. Boom, off it went. Martin and Tyler. I'm thinking, even if, as Tyler suggested, I were to go with an underquilt and a pad, I would get the pad first. And you guys think, see, I shouldn't be asking this question until I've got like a panel discussion going, but I can't wait months and months to make my purchases, right? Would you go with an inflatable or like a big old foam, like a memory foam thing for the sleeping pad? Your favorite skill, Tyler says, my favorite skillet pan is better than all my cast iron pans is the cheap Walmart frying camp pan. Interesting. I've never seen it. Really? Pajamas are 15 to 25 US from Ben's Backwoods. I didn't know that. My all-time favorite camp dishware is, though, enamel. Because when I was a kid, we had enamel stuff. The blue speckled enamel. So I've got a real soft spot for enamel. Pine Martin uses an inflatable because an inflatable and structure the hammock, making it flatter. That is good to know. Tyler Wood uses the Kelty self-inflating pad with your sleeping bag. They go for 35 US bucks. That is good to know. Because, man, I'm at Mountain Equipment Co-op, Tiki Tac, or I'm at Atmosfire, or wherever. And it's like these sleeping pads are like 90 bucks or 100 bucks or like 200 bucks. I'm like, what's going on here, guys? So if you're saying that I can afford one of those on one paycheck, and I like self-inflating because that makes less trouble for me. I bought Cody an inflatable sleeping pad for camping with, and it's got this real weird kind of way about it. It's got this big sort of air scoop, and what you gotta do is you pull the tab to open up. There's like a sticky kind of flap inside, not sticky like glue sticky, but sticky. It's just a grippy plastic, And you pull on this tab and it opens up, and you essentially lay it out flat, lie down on your side so that it's perfectly flat, nothing kinks. Oh, making me yawn. And then when it's like almost all the way full all the way up, you stick your face right in, and you blow real hard, and then you roll it up. Takes forever. You're lightheaded by the end of it. And you're like, oh, I see angels, because you've been blowing this damn thing. So yeah, I have a great appreciation for the self-inflatables. Oh, Outdoor Dauber he only inflates it like 3/4 of the way. Why is that? Thank you for the link, Simo. I will make sure to open a new tab this time, because I'm infamous for just clicking a link instead of right-clicking a link. Why am I yawning so much? Oh, because the 9-month-old isn't sleeping anymore. Cast iron series. Whoops. Padermo. Idiot. Paderno. Interesting. I'm gonna. They got some cool stuff. I will check it out more thoroughly after the live stream. I hadn't even thought about Paderno in a long time. Thing is, I don't really want to be carrying like a big cast iron out into the woods, too much weight. But I do love cooking with cast iron. It's my favorite. Hold on. Those Neo Air self-inflating pads at REI start at $970, which is crazy. Wouldn't do that. I can't do that. Hi Martin, my inflatable pad is extremely expensive, but it's a down-filled X-Ped, so good for winter or igloo camping. Interesting. But it's not $970 expensive, right, Martin? Simon, my sleeping pad is a mattress. Good enough for the girl I'm dating. Fair enough. Yeah, I can buy I can't buy the whole bed for $1,000, but Zach Fudge. Last time we talked about sleeping pads, we got to talk about blow-up dolls. Yes, that's true. We're not going to do that tonight, though. It's a family show. Oh, okay. So neither of you guys inflate them all the way. Martin, it's much warmer that way. Is that because? Excuse me. Is that because you sink into it more, so there's less air between you and the pad? Outdoor Delver says, blown up the whole way. It's too rigid and won't conform to the bend of the hammock. That's an excellent point. Do you have Jack's outdoor stores over there? Not here in Quebec. They might be in like Ontario or somewhere, but I've never heard of Jack's Outdoors. Tenenbaum did carry a 12-inch pad for a while, but that was for a group of 9. Yeah, 12-inch. It's too big. I want something nice and small, light if possible. But I love me some old school, an old school pan would be nice. Came in very handy for breakfast. Yeah, that's so true. Oh, Scott, 9 months old already. Time flies. Yes, it does. Yeah, it absolutely does. The more air in your mattress, the more cold air your body needs to warm up before the mattress is warm and insulates you. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but absolutely. Simple thermodynamics, I guess. Too late, Sumo took the ball and ran with it. Yeah, I know. He does that. He does that, Zach. He does that. Pod, I never noticed that with those pool inflatables. I never noticed that with those pool inflatables because I never get on them, you know. Scott's gonna be a grandpa. Nice. Do they know what they're having? What they're getting? What? Do they know what they're having yet, or are they going for the surprise? If they do a gender reveal party, tell them not to make a pipe bomb and kill one of their guests. Surprise, old school. Yeah, man, we did that for both our kids. Mattress is very thick, but also down-filled, so not that much air inside to warm up. Okay. I have a great appreciation for down. I think I might prefer down to synthetics. I realize that synthetics are easier to deal with in a lot of ways, but you know, at the risk of harping on it, I'm old school, you know. Jack's Outdoor. Jack's Goods. I don't know this company from Shinola, as nobody up here says. Shall come up soon. I must stop yawning. I don't know why I'm so tired, aside from the non-sleeping child. For longer adventures, a cooler is needed. What would you recommend? Oh, two things you got to think of there. And other people here will chime in and be much, much more authoritative than me. Because you can get a soft-sided cooler or a hard-sided cooler. And I feel that the weight savings of a soft-sided cooler gives them the edge. But that the hard-sided cooler excuse me. I don't know, they're like more rigid, you know, more they protect your food more, I guess. The thing is, I wouldn't want to carry a hard-sided, like a rigid cooler. You know, I guess this depends on the size. And like, did you say whether you're canoe camping or just hiking? Tyler, are you going to be canoeing it? Yeah, I don't know. I know it's hard to. And like, do you need a cooler because, like, how long is this trip? I take it you need the cooler so that your food doesn't spoil, because you're not going to be getting supplied partway through your trip. Am I right? Oh yeah, those Yetis. I think they're a little too expensive for me, but you never needed a cooler, Martin. Really interesting. We're back on the lavender and anise beer. I see. Oh, Tyler, I see. Yeah, you know those. I like the looks of those Yeti coolers. I don't know if I'm never sure if you're just paying for a name or if there's or if there's quality sitting there or not. Because I'm so used to the way stuff is made these days, you know. Let me just look up Yeti. What is it? Yeti coolers? Yeti. I just wrote yet. Okay. For me, the next sort of big bush purchases, I buy like say a cooler or like a was like a food can, a bear can or whatever. Anything I got from now, okay. Anything I get from now on will be with the. I'm really tired, guys. Anything I get from now on will be with the mindset of this has to be sized so that it fits into a canoe, you know? And, hold on. I'm just, it's like I got lost and I can't find. Put a thumb stamp strap on there, and you have a modern Wanigan. That was a Wanigan. I don't know what a Wanigan is. Like a Yeti lunchbox. I've seen those. You are paying for the name with Yeti, okay. Yeah, Pelican got into the cooler side of things as well lately. Okay. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's a no-brainer for them, right? Dehydrate your own meals and everything else you bring is stable. Yeah, okay. Eating eggs will keep for days. I didn't know that. Pre-cooked bacon will last a week. Even raw steak will last a few days if packed in frozen and wrapped in vinegar dampened cheesecloth. Hardy cheeses, yeah, I know that. It's a native word, a wooden box for carrying food and kitchen items. Okay, in the canoe. Oh yeah, okay, like okay. How big are those generally? I'm saying this like I've got a canoe sitting in the back that I'm going to throw this into, right? Oh, Scott. It's a little van from Germany. Martin, what do you use? Do you have like one of those little bear barrels, or do you have something like a Lanigan? Amy is wide as a canoe, okay. 3 feet wide, 2 feet tall, 1.5 feet long. Okay. So you can pack a lot of stuff in there. So a big plastic beer cooler you bring to a barbecue. Very heavy. But they double as a table or seat. One uses tump line to portage them. Okay. So, they make more sense with big groups like the big part. Fair enough. Tyler would. Irissimo, I have to stay away from. Irissimo, I'll have to stay away, or I will be broke and divorced if I don't. Yes, that's probably true. We used to use food barrels, but our food volume is now so small that just use roll top dry bags and hang them from a tree. Do you buy the ones at Mech, or do you buy the ones at Canadian Tire, or what? I also love Lee Valley. I don't know what's going on upstairs, but well, Martin, you did 11 days, and the food for you and your missus weighed only 16 pounds. That's because you desiccate stuff and everything, right? So that it packs down smaller. I mean, because that really does mitigate the need for a cooler and ice, right? Because there's the thing. You buy a 30-liter cooler, and you think you're getting 30 liters of food in there, but you're not. Because you need to throw a bunch of ice in there so that your stuff stays cold. because they're not named coolers in an active sense. They're named coolers in a passive sense. So you got to throw some ice in there, and then you're losing space, right? Yeah, you bought your last dry bag at Mac. Dehydrated food is pretty amazing. Just add water and stir. I was in the local Provigo today. No, yesterday. And I saw something highly irregular. And I will try to show you guys. Rats. Hold on. I am not ready to concede defeat just yet. But you guys will find this. You'll either appreciate this or you won't. So hold on. I'm just going to try it. No, I'm not. I'm going to lose my my nerve. Rats. I don't remember. Oh well. That's fine. Usually make your own food or bring, but if you got with the family, they want the luxury of cold food and bottled water. So it's just thinking of ideas. Yeah, okay. Yes, dehydrating saves a lot of space. I don't know any canoe trippers who use coolers of any kind, much less ice. Okay, that's good to know. Outdoor went for a February weekend trip and carried 20 pounds of food. What? Yeah, Tenenbaum, I kind of feel like, bring something fresh for your first meal out and then move to the desiccated stuff. So you get the heavy out of the way. I have a dehydrator. I used it in my my terrible chicken jerky video. That video was embarrassing. Ito Darby, Rain Dance, did I send you the picture of the candle lantern I made? Would that have been tonight or would that have been like weeks and weeks ago? I'll just see if there's a photo. Just to see if like something jogs my memory. Chicken does not rehydrate well, always chewy. Good to know. For me, when I'm dehydrating meats and stuff, I'm looking for jerky anyway. It never occurred to me to have like just dehydrated meats in like the meal plan. I'd always sort of seen that as like a snack thing, you know? Simone says, moreover, you almost got kicked out of your own home. Good point. Yeah. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Okay, I've caught up with the chat. Yeah, I should really try dehydrating a bunch of stuff for my next time out. The space savings alone make it hella worthwhile, you know? RX bars, I don't know them. Really check out right on hydrated ingredient to be amazing at what you can make. I will check that out as soon as we're done here. Excuse me, guys. Oh, we're feeling so run down, man. Oh well, you know what? Tea's a good drink. Tyler dehydrates all his leftovers. Yeah, it's good to know. It's so practical, you know? It really is. I don't know why I don't do it more. Well, here's the thing. When I made the chicken jerky, I waited until the missus was out for the weekend because she hates the smell of dehydrating meat, with good reason, by the way. It smells terrible. So a lifetime of like I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, Martin, I guess that's true, right? You're not worried about something going rancid if it's dried. Grind the chicken up before dehydrating. Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, it's getting harder for me to keep track of my thought process too. Like, what am I talking about? You know. But that's a good note about chicken because I would just turn it into jerky anyway. Though, I mean, who the hell am I kidding? I love jerky. It's a terrible thing for me to love because it's not good for me. But I love me some jerky. I'd like to make more. I'd like to become very, to be very accomplished at it. So that, getting jerky doesn't mean sort of gotta, sort of what do you call it? Trial and error my way and hope that I get jerky that isn't going to give me dysentery. That kind of thing. Canned chicken, no. You can buy this. You've been told that a few times. Usually good. Ground it up with a fork. May have shredded, but then it's still chewy. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying after the chicken's been dried and sort of reconstituted. Yeah. And there's the thing. I wouldn't be interested in really chewy chicken. That sounds terrible to me. You know. How did we end up on this? Hold on. Outdoor just sent me a photo. I'm wondering if it's something that is show-offable. How did you make this candle lantern? Is that out of wood? Oh, it's out of wood. Very sort of classic design. This is terrible. How come this camera is only shooting at 720p? Still looks pretty nice. You should make another one, have them on either side of the fireplace. Yikes, Zach saw canned white bread in a store in Japan. That sounds terrible. It sounds almost as bad as what I found. I was in the Provigo down at the bottom of the street and I found powdered peanut butter. Just add water and stir, I guess. But I was like, what? Why? Why would you come up with this? What kind of benighted people would... Excuse me. I'm looking for the powdered peanut butter. I thought I took a picture of the label so you guys could, know what you're not going to buy in the future, but I guess I didn't. Like, how do you? I guess you just sort of leave peanut butter out on the fridge. Or something, because I don't know. Canned bread. I've eaten white bread in plastic bags. Does it count? Soft copper tubing for that handle. 7x4, 4x7 glass panels, and some wood. It's an affordable way to do a little household maintenance, shall we say? If by household maintenance you mean not really the household. Tea is a good drink. Soft copper tubing for the handle. Yeah. Simone says, canned bread, I've eaten white bread in plastic bags. Does it count? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not it. Joe, you should make another one. You should make another soft copper tubing for the handle, 4x7 glass panels, and some wood. Yeah, you should make another one. Absolutely. Oh, who the hell's messaging me at this time? Thank you, Martin. But Zach, the oils are part of the joy. Here's the thing: for peanut butter, I only eat the 100% peanuts stuff. Okay. Yes, I have to mix it and get it into fridge before it sort of separates out. But I don't mind. I don't mind the pageantry of tuk tuk tuk. I like the peanut butter. And I think what. And I'm with you. I think that if you powder it, you'll take away some of the oils, you'll take away some of the flavor, you'll probably take away some of the nutrients too. And it's not marketed as a survival food. When you need to be able to fit some Pemer Bummer into your like your end of the world sort of feed bag kind of thing. It's not even really sure if I know what the problem is that I find, to be honest. I'm trying to I'm trying to figure it out as I talk about it. I don't know why everything has to be freeze dried if it's not aimed for a GI in a box. That sort of came out wrong. Let me rethink that. Look, there's a certain joy to flavor that I feel you don't necessarily get when something is powdered. Desiccated, fine, you bring it back to life and everything, but if it's in like a field ration or something, like a commando behind enemy lines, everything has to be small. His rations are a tiny little thing with some cans, like some little tins of stuff. Okay, powder your peanut butter because he can just add water from a nearby stream, hopefully filter it first and mix it up, and he's got his peanut butter. But man, I don't see what the use case is, because it wasn't in like a survival tin or something. It was in sort of a very big, very hipstery, very well marketed, colorful jar. Jif has added molasses into this. Really, I didn't know that. Well, okay, yeah. There's the non-existent best before date. That's a definite plus. Tenenbaum, but okay. Longer trips, food might go rancid on you partway through the trip. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Choosy moms choose Jif. So, some weirdos add powdered PBs to smoothies for protein. I could see that happening, though. I could see that working out well for them. Yeah, peanut butter is durable. Jam, but yeah, bread is not. Yeah, I don't. You'll never see Wonder Bread in my house. Oh, Tyler's back. His phone died. Yeah, that's mine's on the way. How much battery do I have here? 16%. That's fine. That's fine. Man, I'm tired. Holy crap. Okay, so going rancidity is harmless. That's interesting to know, Martin. Very interesting to know. I mean, look, I don't treasure the thought of eating rancid food, kicking back, taking a big spoon of the peanut butter, popping it in my mouth and being like, wow, okay. I mean, but you're not going to get like botulism from rancid peanut butter or something like that. I'm just organizing these axe wedges so that I don't like accidentally bop them right off the table when I get up. Time we're at? We're at 10:30. 10:28. Okay. Yeah, I've been real tired for some of these live streams lately because like Clemence is waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning and like for the long haul kind of thing. So by the time we hit like 10 p.m. on any given night, I'm like, oh, dehydrated peanut butter, whatever that tastes like, is not going to go. Rancid oils don't dehydrate at all. Huh. Interesting. So they must be removing the peanut oil. If you add water, it may taste peanutty, but it will lack all the fat. But the thing is, the fats are part of where the goodness is. Look, if I'm packing a bag to head into the bush, I'm just going to take some damn peanut butter. I'm not going to waste my. There are other areas to save your grams. Where I don't mind throwing the weight around. It's not the way to say it, but where I don't mind the weight is stuff like food, drink. Like you need a lot of water if you're going somewhere where you can't trust the streams or the lakes or whatever, Where I want to save space is like I'm not going to march into the woods with an ILBE on my back because they're heavy as hell. Same problem with the current Canadian issue backpack as well. It's like weighs a ton, So I want something that doesn't weigh too much there. I don't want my backpack to be one of those 3-bag systems, those military 3-bag dealios, just because of the weight, I know they work great, but it's just the weight. If I'm walking into the woods, I want to lighten stuff up as much as possible. But I'm not going to waste my time trying to save a few grams on my peanut butter. Give me a break, you know? Zach, I watched some guys from Texas on YouTube make prison wine. Okay. Oh, that can give you botulism. No. Don't do it, guys. Can't understand why anyone would bring powdered peanut butter. Fats are what you want to carry. Yes, they are. The flavor is in the fat, and the water is, and so fat is yeah, exactly. Happy Yak? What? Hold on, let me open this. Someone just popped up a link to something that I have no idea what it is. Oh, I see. It's desiccated foodstuffs. Maybe I should get them to sponsor me. Outdoor Dauber says, I carry an axe, a stainless steel bush pot, folding buck saw, wood planks, etc. I'm not worried about 10 ounces of peanut butter. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, you know, like who the hell is worried about 10 ounces of peanut butter? And if they are, well, no, backpackers. Backpackers are real weight weenies, right? You know, people who are going to march across the whole Appalachian Trail for half a year or something. I mean, they want their stuff to weigh as light as they can make it because they have to carry so much. But I walk like a kilometer or two into the woods, set up a camp, you know? It's just, I don't know, it seems weird to me. Yeah, I'll take a look at Happy Yak after the live stream. Legit for backpackers. Well, yeah, you know, it's a different world. Backpacking is a completely different world than what we do as bushcrafters or survivalists or homesteaders. Well, they're over in Saint-Hyacinthe. Okay, that explains the. I had something here, but backpackers, but also when portage. I've seen people who didn't dehydrate it, and their food stores were huge and immensely heavy. Yeah, the weight can be a real problem if you're like if you got a lot, if you got for like many days. A lot of useless packaging they had to pack out or leave behind. Yeah, I would like anything that's a bunch of bags inside a bag or whatever. Man, get rid of as much packaging as you can if you're packing up for a large, for any trip really. You know, like a box with granola bars inside it. Take the damn granola bars out and leave the box. You know, you're going to save space, and if you do that with everything, you're going to save weight. Even more so over rougher terrain or when bushwhacking. True. Yeah, Pine Martin, I think you're right that there is an art to packing food. It's an art I have not mastered yet. Thrive Life is interesting too. I'm just looking up Thrive Life. Simple, clean food. I'm just taking a look at Thrive Life. Zach says at Meat Rock last February, he carried a 37-pound main pack and a 27-pound food pack. A mile and a quarter. 3.25 miles hike into camp. Okay. Had to go back to peanut butter sandwiches, yeah. Oh, Pine Martin's still editing something. That's cool. That's good. Means it's gonna be good, right? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing outdoor. I'm done. I'm having a hard time staying awake here. I think I'm just gonna end it early because I'm just maybe by next week I'd like to start having those panel discussions. Let me look at my schedule and contact a couple of guys. Also, I'm going to be away for part of an upcoming week. Next week? No, the week after, I think. So I don't know how I'm going to fit any videos or anything in there, but I'm going to work on it. But yeah, I'm going to end it here because I'm too damn tired, guys. I'll speak to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out with me through my and I hope to see you all next week. All right? Yeah, that's it. Bye, folks. Boop, 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 boop.